Dear students, welcome back to Geography class. Previous class we were discussing about definition of weather and forecasting weather in the chapter Weather and Climate. Today let's move on to climate. Last class we learnt about weather as it is the short-term variation in atmosphere. That is, weather can change from day to day or even from hour to hour. It may be hot or cold, humid, wet or dry, sunny or cloudy, still or windy. We can tell weather was good yesterday, but we can't express the same about climate because it changes over long period. Example, climate change has become a burning issue worldwide as the climate is changing slowly and variations in climate change can be seen due to global warming. So, climate can be defined as it is the average condition of the atmosphere over a large area over a long period of time, usually 35 years or more, which means climatic condition may vary over a period of 35 years. It is measured in terms of the amount of annual rainfall, that is yearly rainfall or snow, the mean annual temperature, the humidity, the pressure and the winds experienced by a region. About this we will be studying further in detail. The climate of a place affects the life of plants, animals, and human beings. It influences the clothes people wear, the crops they grow, and the food they eat. So let's see how it changes. Consider climate in hilly region of North India. It is always cold. If we come to coastal area of South India, it is warm or humid. In the Thar desert, the climate is hot or dry. So this refer to climate of these regions. Climate conditions can change for shorter period of time and that short time period are called season. So how climate changes according to places and how it influences the life of the people. Example, people living in extremely cold regions include a lot of fat in their food, which provides their body the heat to survive such extreme cold conditions. They wear thick and warm clothes to protect themselves from the cold. If it comes to desert climate is typically very hot during the day and very cold at night. People living in desert wear cotton clothes during the day to keep their body cold and woolen clothes during the night. They also have to cover their head in the daytime to prevent a heat strokes. Now, as we have learnt few things about weather and climate, let's find out difference between them. Weather is the state of the atmosphere over a short period of time, whereas climate is the average condition of the atmosphere over a period of 35 years or more. Weather can change constantly from minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day, or season to season. Climate is the average weather over time and space. It stays constant over long periods, that is, usually 35 years or more. Weather refers to the atmospheric condition over a particular place. Example, our locality may have rainfall, but it may be cloudy or sunny at the outskirts. So, climate is the average weather conditions over a much larger area like a region or a country. Example, hilly region of North India is cold, whereas Thar desert is hot. Weather depends on elements like temperature, precipitation, pressure, winds, and humidity that vary daily. So, about this, we will be studying further. Climate is the aggregate of all these factors over a long period of time, which means it is formed by the combination of all these elements. The study of weather is known as meteorology, whereas the study of climate is known as climatology. Next is elements that affect weather and climate. Weather and climate are controlled by certain elements like temperature, precipitation, pressure, wind, humidity, and cloud cover. So we have already learnt about this in previous class. But in detail, let us study further. So first, let's see about temperature. The temperature of a place is the degree of hotness or coldness of the air over the period. So we can say temperature is very hot today, or we can also tell temperature is very cold. Suddenly temperature decreased and it became very cold. It is very important element of climate and weather. Temperature varies from region to region, both daily and seasonally, about which we already studied before, that how temperature varies all over India at certain regions. The factors it depends on include latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, ocean currents, and winds. So, what is meant by latitude? It is the measurement of distance north or south of the equator. So, the equator is an imaginary line that divides the earth into two equal halves. Hottest at the equator and becomes cooler as one goes away from the equator. So, as latitude increases, the temperature falls, that is, temperature decreases. What about altitude? Altitude is the height of a point in relation to sea level or ground level. Places at higher on hills and mountains have a cooler climate than those in plains. So, distance from the sea. Places located near the sea have moderate climate as they receive the cool land and sea breeze. Next is ocean currents. So, what is meant by ocean current? The term current describes the motion of the ocean. Ocean currents describes the movement of water from one location to another. They are driven by wind, water density differences, and tides. So, current moves in giant circular motion. It has two types of currents. One is surface current and one more is deep water current. So, what is meant by surface current? Surface currents always move at the edge of the continent. They affect weather and climate. They bring hot or cold water with them. So, what about deep water current? They are moved by temperature and saline water. So, this is about ocean current. And winds, we all know very well about winds, so how they changes the temperature. So this is about temperature. Next is precipitation. Let's learn about it in next class. Refer textbook. See you in the next class. Thank you.